In Japan, a diver makes an unsettling discovery, an ancient shark seemingly unchanged by time. While exploring the quiet depths of the Sea of Japan, he notices movement drifting out of the darkness. From the shadows, a frilled shark slowly emerges, its long eel-like body gliding through the water. With delicate, frill-shaped gills and rows of backward-pointing teeth, it looks as though it came straight from another era. The creature turns its head with deliberate slowness, its prehistoric expression locking the diver in place. Yet the shark shows neither fear nor aggression as it passes by, its oddly shaped body moving in smooth, rhythmic motions that reflect its ancient lineage. The diver remains perfectly still, aware that such an encounter may never happen again. Within moments, the shark slips back into the darkness, leaving only silence and a sense of overwhelming awe. In 2023, a man living deep in the woods experienced one of the most terrifying events of his life when an unknown creature began appearing around his property and stalking his family. The situation escalated dramatically.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Oh, bitch is one on the other side of the house.
Once the figure crawled onto the roof of his home. The animal's eyes reflected brightly in the dark, and it had been harassing him for days, even after he fired multiple warning shots to scare it away. Things only grew more unsettling when he finally managed to get a clearer view of it and realized he might be confronting either a Sasquatch or a dogman-like creature.
What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that?
Unsure how to handle the threat, he resorted to filming everything in hopes of gathering evidence and calling for help. But when he moved around to the opposite side of the house to record the creature again, he unexpectedly came face to face with something even more disturbing than before. For years, residents in Paraguay have shared accounts of a strange creature said to emerge after dark and cause chaos near forested areas. But the incident that unfolded in 2018 was considered the most alarming report to date. A group of people spotted something unusual and urgently called others over to witness it. What first resembled a cross between a dog and a bear quickly shifted into something far more menacing, and the witnesses filming couldn't believe what they were seeing. The more the creature moved, the more convinced they became that they had encountered a werewolf-like beast. As it stood upright and shifted its posture, fear spread through the group. They realized running wasn't an option. The creature appeared fast, aggressive, and fully aware of their presence. Their only hope was to stay calm, avoid provoking it, and hope it would lose interest. But just when it seemed like the danger might pass, the creature began moving toward them again, forcing everyone to flee and convinced they were moments away from being attacked. High above the city, a layer of fog concealed something enormous and deeply unsettling. In November 2016, passengers flying in a helicopter over China witnessed an unbelievable sight. Emerging from the thick haze, a colossal figure appeared to rise straight out of the clouds. Its legs seemed to extend endlessly into the mist, leaving everyone wondering just how massive the rest of its body might be. The atmosphere inside the aircraft shifted instantly, a mix of fear and disbelief taking hold. As the camera zoomed closer, the silhouette grew more defined, a towering shape hidden within the fog. Its unbelievable scale and eerie appearance fueled countless theories, ranging from an alien presence to a mythic giant brought to life. Some even suggested it was a legendary behemoth captured on film for the very first time near Awashima. In the middle of the night, a solitary traveler makes their way through an unfamiliar forest, unaware that something is hidden just beyond the tree line. They move steadily along the path, surrounded by nothing but darkness and the quiet of the woods. Then, a flicker of movement draws their attention. A shadowy figure appears, a human-like shape concealed between the trees. It watches from the gloom, its presence unsettling and impossible to ignore. After several tense seconds, the figure slowly backs away, melting into the darkness until it's completely gone. The traveler remains rooted to the spot, overwhelmed by confusion and fear, unsure of what they have just seen. Was it a skinwalker lurking in the wilderness, or simply a trick of the mind brought on by the eerie night? A military jet goes head-to-head with something that appears anything but earthly. Near Durango, New Mexico, a fighter jet cuts across the open desert sky while 2 U.S. soldiers on the ground watch a strange glowing mass in the distance. The object seems alive, its form pulsing and shifting in ways that don't resemble anything natural. Tension rises as the jet circles above, seemingly preparing for an impossible engagement.
Dash 3, good hits.
The aircraft suddenly drops into a steep descent and releases a bomb that strikes the mysterious shape. Flames erupt from within the entity as smoke sweeps through the landscape. Within moments, whatever the soldiers were watching disappears completely, leaving only fire and lingering confusion behind. Was the object an extraterrestrial organism, or a classified operation that took a catastrophic turn? Fishermen in China recorded a creature unlike anything they had ever encountered. In the waters off Zhoushan in eastern China, a strange animal surfaced near their boat, leaving the entire crew shocked. At first, they assumed it might be a dolphin, but the body shape immediately suggested otherwise. The creature had smooth gray skin and moved slowly through the water, its unusual features confusing everyone watching. It carried a long, narrow snout resembling that of a crocodile, with 2 peculiar protrusions near the tip of its mouth. None of the fishermen recognized the species, and the sight only deepened the mystery. Some speculated it could be a rare form of sturgeon, while others believed it might be a mutation. The true identity of the animal remains unknown. Deep within the Mississippi swamps, a hunter's quiet evening stakeout takes an unexpected turn. Something enormous moves just beyond the tree line. As he waits for hogs in the last light of day, he hears faint movement behind him. Expecting normal wildlife, he slowly turns, only to spot a massive, dark figure hunched beside a fallen cypress tree. Its wide shoulders and upright posture instantly set it apart from any animal he's ever seen. He watches in disbelief as the creature tears into the stump with powerful hands, completely absorbed in whatever it's searching for. A truck rumbles faintly in the distance, and the figure abruptly stands to its full height, easily around 7 feet tall. Panic hits him instantly, and he bolts, sprinting through the swamp with his thoughts racing. Had he just encountered the legendary skunk ape up close? On May 25, 2019, a family in Brazil was getting ready for bed when a deep, echoing howl rang out from behind their home. Nothing like the sound of a dog. Believing it might be a wolf, they grabbed a camera and began recording through the window. In the dim light, they saw a figure moving slowly through the bushes toward the house. What unsettled them most was its size. The creature looked far larger than any animal they were familiar with. As it stepped further into the open, the truth quickly became more alarming. This wasn't a dog, and it wasn't a wolf, but it wasn't human either. The creature's face carried both canine features and an unsettlingly human-like structure. By that moment, the family felt certain of one thing: whatever was roaming their backyard looked eerily close to a werewolf. Inside a dim cave, a strange figure is caught on camera. Whether real or fabricated remains uncertain. In 2011, a man recorded himself exploring near a shadowy cavern, and at first, nothing appeared out of the ordinary. But when his flashlight swept across the darkness, a skeletal, alien-like form came into view. Its face looked detailed and unnerving, almost human but clearly not. The figure jerked slightly, as if jolted from a deep rest. Some viewers insist the footage shows an actual extraterrestrial hidden beneath the earth. While others argue it must be CGI or a well-constructed prop. Oddly, the beam of the flashlight lands directly on the creature's face, almost as though avoiding something positioned just outside the frame. Whether it was a staged setup or a genuine encounter, the video continues to spark arguments and send chills through viewers around the world. A ghost hunt takes a terrifying turn when something inhuman appears. Late at night, a group of investigators records footage outside an abandoned house when a figure suddenly rises into view on the roof. Its outline looks unnatural, leading many to believe it could be a skinwalker. The team freezes as the shape watches them from above. When they cautiously move closer, the figure slips back into the darkness and disappears. Shaken, the group starts retreating toward their vehicle, hoping the encounter is over. But before they can leave, the creature reappears. In an instant, one of the investigators is grabbed and pulled away by the shadowy entity. The cameraman manages to capture the horrifying moment as panic erupts among the group. What began as a routine paranormal investigation quickly transforms into a nightmare none of them could have anticipated. This footage was recorded in Bladenboro, North Carolina, where a man was driving through a wooded area late at night. As he arrived home and began getting ready to park, he realized he wasn't alone. According to what he later reviewed on his dashcam, a creature had been sitting among the trees directly beside his house. The more he studied the footage, the more unsettling it became. The figure moved on two legs and carried distinct canine features, an appearance that pointed to one chilling possibility. He may have captured a werewolf on camera. In Chaco, a strange creature reportedly terrified an entire neighborhood.
Venían ahí por San Martín y mi hermana dice que ahí en la vereda, ahí enfrente, ahí en el Nacional, ¿viste? Pero sobre San Martín también, dice que había un nene solo de 7, 8 años.
Local residents described seeing an unknown beast moving along the streets near San Martín, and several families mentioned spotting it close to a school and along the sidewalks where children usually walk. One account described a young boy, around 7 or 8 years old, standing nearby when the creature passed through the area. People living in Concepción del Bermejo claimed the mysterious animal roamed through the Perón neighborhood late at night. According to witnesses, it attacked chicken coops and wandered through backyards, leaving everyone on edge. One woman said she had never encountered anything so bizarre, an ugly four-legged being that moved strangely and seemed to frighten everyone who saw it.
Cuando volvió a verlo no había nada. Y después más adelante estaban corriendo estas dos personas, un chiquito de 12 años en bici, una persona grande. Así.
Another witness recalled seeing two people running shortly after the creature vanished, a 12-year-old on a bicycle and an adult trying to keep up. The incident spread quickly among the community, and fear continued to grow. Some neighbors insisted the creature resembled a werewolf, while others whispered a different name, the infamous chupacabra. In the far reaches of the deep ocean, something unsettling drifts into view. As an underwater ROV surveys the darkness, its camera suddenly picks up a gulper eel, also known as a pelican eel. Its long, flexible body moves in an unnatural way through the water, and its wide, unnerving mouth appears in the faint glow of the lights. This unusual deep-sea species is known for its enormous jaws, which can expand like a balloon to swallow prey whole. The eel's bizarre silhouette and faintly glowing tail make it one of the ocean's most peculiar creatures. Its thin, snake-like frame glides effortlessly through the depths, adding to its eerie appearance. Once considered nearly impossible to encounter, modern ROVs and deep-sea missions now capture these rare moments, exposing creatures that look as though they were created from deep-sea nightmares. A camera records something no one ever expects to witness in the sky. A passenger is filming through the airplane window, admiring the endless layer of clouds stretching below. Then, out of nowhere, a strange figure appears in the distance. It moves alongside the aircraft, keeping perfect pace. The shape looks human, yet it has no wings, no equipment, nothing supporting it in the air. The sight instantly raises questions among those who view the footage. The figure maintains its position near the plane, almost as if it's following or observing it. Its silhouette is unmistakably humanoid, resembling someone flying freely through the sky. Some viewers compare it to a real-life superhero, while others suggest it might be evidence of extraterrestrials or unknown aerial phenomena. The encounter leaves people stunned, intrigued, and eager to know what the figure truly was. The next footage comes from Paraíba, Brazil, where residents reported hearing dogs barking intensely throughout the night. Curious and unsettled, several people approached their windows to see what was happening. But as they listened more closely, the sound transformed into something far more disturbing. Cutting through the barking was an unbelievably loud howl, one so powerful and eerie that it sent chills through everyone who heard it. The noise had a strange, siren-like quality, suggesting it wasn't coming from any wolf. That was the moment many residents became convinced a werewolf was roaming their neighborhood. Some people initially tried to explain the sound as a large, wild animal, yet those who lived there insisted they had never heard anything remotely similar. Even the dogs seemed off, barking in an unusual way that only added to the fear. To the locals, everything pointed to one conclusion: a werewolf had stepped into their territory that night. A trucker in Alberta, Canada starts what should have been an ordinary morning when his dash camera records something unusual at the edge of an industrial site. As his vehicle pulls onto the property, the camera captures a massive upright figure standing near the tree line. The shape appears to be incredibly tall, estimated at around 10 feet, with a large, shadowy frame that blends unnervingly into the background. Unaware of what the camera has picked up, the trucker continues with his routine, not realizing anything is out of place. Only after stepping out of his vehicle moments later, does he finally spot the towering figure in the distance. Shocked by the sight, he immediately returns to his truck and drives off, leaving the eerie footage behind. The recording later raised the question many viewers couldn't ignore. Did this man unknowingly come face to face with a real Sasquatch? A bird perched on a power pole ends up revealing something no one ever expects to witness. As evening settles in, people notice a bird resting quietly at the top of an electrical tower. At first, everything seems completely ordinary. The bird opens its wings and lets them sway gently in the breeze. It pauses for a moment, appearing calm and undisturbed. Then something unusual happens right in front of the onlookers. The bird's shape begins to shift, and suddenly 2 additional wings appear, 4 in total. Shock ripples through the crowd as the creature continues to move naturally, behaving as though nothing is out of the ordinary. Some viewers suggest it could be a rare genetic mutation, while others believe it might be an unidentified species. The footage leaves everyone stunned and unsure of what they've just seen. Deep within Turkey's Lake Van, a legendary creature is said to rise from the water, the country's own infamous lake monster.
The Loch Ness Monster, Turkish style. A fabled monster from the depths, apparently captured on video.
Reports over the years describe a long, dark shape gliding across the surface, and one video in particular sparked renewed attention. Early accounts spoke of something massive moving just below the waves, prompting professional teams to launch boats in hopes of capturing solid evidence. Each expedition returned empty-handed, yet locals continued sharing stories of a swift creature nearly 15 meters long hiding in the lake's icy depths.
Others in the world of research take it more seriously. To Britain's Cambridge University for study, and internationally famous.
Hoping the mystery would be taken more seriously, researchers reached out to academic institutions, including Cambridge University in the United Kingdom. After months of quietly monitoring the shoreline, one university researcher claimed he finally recorded the creature on camera. The footage quickly ignited debate. Some dismissed the video as a simple hoax, while others argued it was a genuine phenomenon worth deeper investigation. With scientists now showing interest, many believe the truth behind the Lake Van monster may eventually come to light. A peaceful day at the lake suddenly turns into a startling encounter with something legendary. On July 11, 2020, at Sunoka Beach in Summerland, British Columbia, visitors recorded unusual footage on Okanagan Lake. As they relaxed near the shoreline, they noticed movement far out on the water, a long, dark shape sliding across the surface and creating ripples through the otherwise calm lake. At first, people doubted what they were seeing. But the creature continued moving steadily, its length far greater than that of any ordinary animal. Excitement quickly spread as onlookers began murmuring the name tied to local folklore for generations. Ogopogo, Canada's famed lake monster. The creature has been part of regional mythology for centuries, with countless stories describing its mysterious presence beneath the waves. This footage left many wondering whether the legend might be more than a tale, whether the creature in Okanagan Lake could truly be real. In 2019, a farm owner in Brazil experienced one of the strangest and most disturbing situations of his life. He repeatedly woke up to find dead animals on his property, and wanting answers, he decided to install cameras to monitor what was happening at night. When he reviewed the footage, he realized it wasn't a typical predator targeting his livestock. His worst fear came true as a massive creature with a wolf-like head stepped out from the bushes. Its howl was unsettling, but the deep growl it produced is what convinced him he was dealing with something far from normal, something that felt almost demonic. The farmer's dogs reacted wildly when they sensed the creature, but they were clearly no match for whatever was lurking around the property. Judging by the size, behavior, and appearance of the beast, the farmer believed there was only one explanation: a werewolf was prowling near his home. In 2010, a group of friends spending the early morning hours near the Bella Vista waterfront in Argentina were relaxing and having a few drinks when something unexpected broke the calm. Out of the darkness, a figure began to appear. Because of how little they could see,
¿Qué onda? ¿Mañana qué? Uy, loco,
they initially assumed the shadowy shape was just a stray dog making its way across the bridge. But the moment it started to move, everything changed. They quickly realized they weren't dealing with a normal animal at all. What stood before them looked like a cryptid.
Uy, loco, pará. ¿Dónde? Ahí, mira, mira. Loco. Uy, no, pará.
While inspecting one of the deepest offshore drilling sites in the Gulf of Mexico, a remote-operated camera recorded something completely unexpected. At more than 1.5 miles below the surface, the ROV's feed flickered for a moment. Then a long, otherworldly creature drifted into frame. With massive ear-shaped fins and 10 extremely long arms that bend like joints, the Magnapinna squid glided silently above the ocean floor. Its slow, ghost-like movements made it look as though it didn't quite belong in this world. The crew monitoring the feed could only watch in disbelief. The Magnapinna squid is one of the rarest deep-sea animals ever documented, and even marine scientists have only limited information about it. Unlike most squid species, it has 10 arms that are all the same length, reaching an incredible span of up to 23 feet. This particular sighting, captured roughly 200 miles off the coast of Texas at Shell's Perdido site, provided researchers with valuable new observations. But despite moments like this, the species remains one of the ocean's great mysteries, rarely seen and barely understood. The following footage comes from Fresno, California, where a man was setting up his campsite to unwind and enjoy the outdoors. What he didn't realize was that he had stepped into extremely dangerous territory.
Hey, look at that shape up there. What the hell is that? Oh my God.
While preparing his gear, he spotted a dark brown figure moving across the field ahead of him, leaping in a way that immediately caught his attention. For a brief moment, he struggled to process what he was looking at. But as the figure continued moving, the unsettling truth began to sink in. This wasn't a typical animal wandering through the woods. Its posture, size, and shape were unlike anything familiar. The more he watched, the more convinced he became that he had encountered something extraordinary.
Shape up there. What the hell is that? Oh my God.
A Sasquatch-like creature. Some people later dismissed his claim, but he remained certain about what he saw, insisting the figure had to be either a Sasquatch or a dogman. Deep in the Gulf of Mexico, an underwater camera records something that defies explanation. During a routine inspection, a Petrobras submersible robot was surveying the seafloor near an offshore oil site. But on this particular day, the footage captured far more than expected. A massive shape drifted into view, spreading across the water with an enormous, shadowy outline. Positioned roughly 2,500 feet beneath the surface, the creature moved with an uncanny smoothness, its motions slow, deliberate, and almost unearthly. It was far too large to resemble any jellyfish, and its appearance didn't match any known deep-sea species. The mysterious form left experts stunned and searching for answers. Could this be an undiscovered creature from the deep, a colossal inhabitant of the abyss? Or perhaps evidence of a life form unlike anything humans have ever imagined?